Publiko, Radio Pilipinas, and Capital 104.3 Collab.
Let's smash!
World Service Sports Radio.
Ang taginting ng FM
At lakas ng AM.
sa iisang himpilan
Pinagsanib na puwersa.
para sa mas malawak na
Serbisyo publiko.
Radyo Magazine 78,
Sports Radio 918.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko 738
At Radio Pilipinas World Service.
mapapakinggan lang
Sa Capital 104.3 FM. Capital 104.3. The AM and FM Collab. Sa Capital 104.3 FM.
Radyo Pilipinas.
Radio Pilipinas and Capital 104.3 Collab.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGovPH app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGovPH app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
Sa loob ng maraming taon, libu-libong pamilyang Pilipino ang walang maayos na tirahan. Hirap makakuha ng pabahay. Kung meron man, hindi angkop sa disenteng pamumuhay.
Iisa ang pangarap ng bawat pamilya, ang magkaroon ng sariling tahanan. Ang mga pangarap nyo, ang pangarap din ng Pangulo. Kaya agad inilunsad ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino Program o 4PH. Hindi lang para magtayo ng mga bahay, kundi para ibalik ang pag-asa at dignidad ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino.
Noong nakaraang linggo, binalikan ng Pangulo ang ilan sa mga housing projects sa Pampanga para tiyakin na ang bawat pamilya may tunay na pagkakataong magkaroon ng sariling tirahan at ang bawat tahanan ligtas at dekalidad.
Nakakatuwa makita mo na mas maginhawa at mas maganda ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan.
Dagdag pa ni Secretary Jose Ramon Aliling ng Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development.
Ngayon, lahat po ng modalities. Nandiyan po yung horizontal, house and lot. Ang dignidad ng pamilya ay, lalo na ang Pilipinong pamilya, ay pag nagkaroon siya ng sarili niyang bahay.
Kwento ng mga residente, dahil sa mababang interes sa pabahay, naging mas abot kaya ito para sa kanila. Ibinaba kasi ng gobyerno sa 1 to 3% ang subsidized interest rate. Para sa mga kwalipikadong benepisyaryo ng socialized housing project, aninsunod pa rin sa utos ng Pangulo.
Yung mga kulang na bahay ay kagawa natin ng paraan upang lahat ng nangangailangan ng pabahay ay gagawin natin.
Sa buong bansa, tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho. Isa-isang inaayos sa mga bagay na magpapagaan sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Kasama na rito ang disente at sariling tirahan na hindi lang pangarap, kundi tahanang nabubuksan para sa bawat Pilipino.
ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service
Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Publiko.
ng Bagong Pilipinas para sa Bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon na guugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko. Ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Publiko.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 8 minuto makalipas ng alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat at tayo po ay welcome dito sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayong isang napaka-init na araw ng linggo, April 26, 2026 ha. 26 tayo ngayon sa araw na to At huling linggo na po tayo ng buwan ng Abril. Pakabilis po ng panahon at sa susunod na linggo tayo ay nasa buwan na po ng Mayo. So inanyayahan namin kayo pakinggan ng ating programa hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon. At tayo po ay napapanood sa Facebook page ng Radyo Pilipinas at ng Kalinga Hatid Facebook page. Mag-like and share, comment po tayo sa ating talakayan. At syempre, napaka-espesyal ng ating mga bisita ngayon. Dalawang topic ang pag-uusapan po natin. At tayo rin po ay napapanood sa live streaming ng YouTube, TV Plus, Channel 3, For the Box Channels 45 to 49. Okay? At syempre, nais nating pasalamatan na bumubuo nating programa mula sa Presidential Communication Office, ang ating Secretary Dave Gomez, ang ating Presidential Broadcasting Service Director na nag-birthday po noong isang araw. Happy birthday, Sir Director Fernando Sanga. Okay? At kasama din po yan ng ating station manager, Sir Alan Alyanige, at ng iba pa nating kasama si Sir Ray Sampang, si Sir Orly Lopez at si Ma'am Joy Timidan. Sa technical side po yan. At syempre si Ma'am Tess Ramirez. Okay? At syempre sa Philippine Red Cross, ang chairman and CEO natin na si Chairman Richard J. Gordon, kasama ng iba pang Board of Governors natin at ng ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang. Kasama po yan ng mga administrators natin sa mahigit 100 chapters natin na kasama ang kanilang mga Board of Directors, Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Youth. Okay? At hindi natin patatagalin kasi marami tayong pag-uusapan. Nakakasama natin ba sa Zoom? Governor Corazon Alma de Leon. Magandang hapon po, ma'am. Kamusta po kayo?
Yes, magandang hapon. And I'm privileged to have Mr. David Andrew Strobel, Operations Manager, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and Mr. Tero Kirkonen, Developing Operations Delegate IFRC, to speak on volunteerism at Philippine Red Cross.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, Sir David Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. And Sir Tero, yes.
Nikonen.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon.
Gob Cora.
Yes. We're happy to have them as guests. Operations Manager, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and Mr. Tero Tekonen, Developing Operations Delegate IFRC. So the first question, I have a series of questions until 3:25. The first question is, can you tell us a short background information from you, from Mr. David Andrew Strobel and Mr. Tero Kirkonen? Go ahead, Mr. David Andrew.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Cora. It's nice to see you again. Yes, I'm coming from 30 years of work in humanitarian assistance, mainly with American Red Cross, but also multiple assignments with IFRC. Most of my experiences in Latin America and the Caribbean. I speak Spanish, and some in Asia Pacific. So about 24 years with IFRC and the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement. So I'm happy to be back in the Philippines. Thank you.
Yes. What is your assignment as a volunteer from IFRC in PRC this year?
Yes, I will be working as operations manager. So I'll be supporting with the emergency appeal for the Cebu earthquake and the remaining typhoon operations and earthquake operations that IFRC is supporting with PRCS.
And how long do you stay here in the Philippines? How long have you stayed?
I'm currently staying 3 months, but I was here also during the Haiyan times when I was here before with IFRC and with American Red Cross. So during 2013, I spent some time as well in the South and Visayas region, Leyte, but mainly in Tacloban. Luzon. Yeah.
Have you visited any disaster-affected areas or country other than the Philippines?
Yes. So I have, with this 30-year career, I have multiple lots of time in disaster areas. So I was here for Haiyan. I was in Thailand for the 2004 tsunami operation and the recovery operation. And then I've worked a lot in Latin America and the Caribbean, mainly on related to conflicts, earthquake operations, and hurricanes, kind of like the typhoons that you have here in the Philippines. So yes, I've been
When,
in other disaster areas.
when did you start to be a Red Crosser?
Oh, now you're making me feel old. I think 30 years now. I start 1996. I started with American Red Cross as a volunteer.
And when did you learn as a volunteer of IFRC here at the Philippines?
Yeah, the Philippines is really a university for those of us who work in the Red Cross and the Philippine Red Cross because you have every hazard known to man, volcanoes, typhoons, floods, earthquakes. I think it's really you get to know every aspect of all the hazards that we face in the Philippines, and so it's really a learning opportunity for everyone.
What are the challenges that you encountered in the Philippines? You remember?
Yes, yeah, I can remember challenges with the language because I speak Spanish. I like that some of the words in Visayas are in Spanish, ¿Cómo está? And other
Yes.
words. I can understand them. But I think the big challenges are also when we were during Haiyan, we had full-time volunteers who were working, who were affected by the storm. Their families were affected by the storm, and they were committed to doing their jobs. But it was like three jobs to be doing that all at the same time, taking care of themselves, taking care of their families, and also volunteering for the Philippine Red Cross. So I remember that being a challenge, right?
Thank you very much,
Multiple.
Drew. Strobel. I would like to ask now, Tero Tikonen, can you share your experiences in volunteering with IFRC and Philippine Red Cross? Go ahead, Tero.
Yes, thank you. Now, I don't have the impressive background that Drew does. I haven't been with the Red Cross that long myself yet. I have worked 3 years with the Finnish Red Cross, and I have just arrived here in the Philippines a couple of weeks ago. So I haven't really faced any challenges yet. I have only faced some of the most wonderful people I have met in my life. I'm sure the challenges will come once the typhoon season starts and once we head into the next operations. But of course, PRC is always ready to face those challenges, and I'm happy to be there to support them.
What can you say about the volunteers of Philippine Red Cross? And what names do you remember as your friends here in the Philippine Red Cross? Mr. Tero?
I haven't met a lot of the PRC volunteers personally just yet because, like I said, I have just arrived, but I already have a huge amount of respect for all the volunteers that PRC has because, like Drew said, there are so many hazards here, and those are people who have full-time jobs and they have families to support and all that, yet they still can find the time to support the Red Cross and the Red Cross goals of supporting humanity. So it is incredible what they are doing, and they are wonderful people.
Mr. David, Andrew, Strobel, best words that can you describe the Philippine Red Cross?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say resilient. I'm always amazed by the Philippine Red Cross. Every person I know wears three hats. They have a job as being maybe a driver, then they double as a translator, they work on logistics, and they mobilize communities. They have like 4 full-time jobs, but they still manage to get everything done. So I would say resilient is a good word to describe Philippine Red Cross.
Any places here in the Philippines that you want to visit?
Yes. I'm still, I spent some time in Malaysia with the IFRC at the regional office there, and I haven't gone to Palawan yet. So I know they have some really far places like out in the middle of the South China Sea, like Mapun Island. I'd like to go to the end of Palawan. Yeah.
I think that's a very good idea. And for Tero, can you share your experiences in volunteering with the IFRC and Philippine Red Cross? Tero?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, I've only just begun my career in the Philippines and working here, so I haven't had that many experiences just yet. But I'm sure that I will have a lot of them because I'm going to be here for at least 1 year. So if you ask me the same question in a year, I can answer you for hours and hours on end, I hope.
Any places here in the Philippines that you want to visit?
Oh, I would love to visit all the places. This is such a beautiful country. But if I had to pick one now, I would say the Benguet mountain region. I come from a very flat country, so the mountains here are incredibly beautiful to me. So that would be my first choice.
I will go back and ask you, can you tell us your short background information about you, David Andrew?
Yes. So I worked a long time with the Red Cross, Red Crescent societies mainly in Asia Pacific and Latin America, but I've also worked in Africa and in a total of 5 continents. So and it's been 30 years since I started working with the Red Cross. Thank
And
you.
how long have you stayed here in the Philippines? How long have you stayed?
I was 6 months during the Haiyan time, so 2013, 2014, and then now I'm coming for 3 months to stay to support the PRCS with the typhoon season and the operations, the Cebu operations.
And when did you learn? When did you start to be a Red Crosser?
That's already been asked.
Almost 30 years ago.
Yes.
So long time ago, right?
And what did you learn as a volunteer of IFRC here in the Philippines?
Yeah, I'm always amazed by the commitment that Philippine Red Cross has in terms of like their volunteers. I remember being amazed how versatile everyone is, doing multiple jobs, doing multiple things all at the same time, right?
And of course, for Tero, what are the challenges that you encountered in the Philippines, Tero?
Yeah, I'm sure there will be many challenges with the upcoming typhoon season and all that. I haven't faced that many yet because I've been here only for a couple of weeks. But I'm sure that with PRC, we will be ready to face any challenges that might come.
And what can you say about the volunteers of the Philippine Red Cross, Tero?
The Red Cross volunteers all around the world are some of the most wonderful people I have ever met in my life, and to be able to do the volunteerism here in the Philippines with all the hazards and all the disaster, it is magnificent, and I have huge amount of respect for all the volunteers.
And of course, to Andrew Stravel, best words that can you describe the Philippine Red Cross?
Yeah, I think before I said resilient, but I'm also going to add to that versatile. Multifunctional.
Oh.
They have lots of ability to function in multiple areas. So versatile and resilient, I think, describe Philippine Red Cross for me.
And any places here in the Philippines that you want to visit?
Yeah, you said Palawan.
Yeah, you mentioned
Palawan.
already.
That's right.
And best words that you can describe the Philippine Red Cross.
Yeah, it's resilience.
Wow. Yeah, resilient and historic too, I think. You have a
Yeah.
long history here as well, so to be proud of that
Versatile.
Philippine Red Cross has a long history of service, versatile, resilient, and historic.
You know,
Thanks.
Gob Cora,
Yes.
our next guest is the beneficiary of cash grant in the victims of earthquake in Cebu. And Sir Andrew Strobel mentioned that he was one of the operations manager or
Manager,
yeah, for that project, I think. And if you will stay, Sir Andrew, you can hear the statement or the from the beneficiaries of Cebu cash grants.
That sounds good. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Well, we just have a short time. We have the break because we have limited time for Mr. David Andrew Strobel and Mr. Tero Tricoman. But I guess best words that you can describe the Philippine Red Cross. I've asked it already, but I'll ask it again. Best words that you can describe the Philippine Red Cross.
We can
David
ask.
Andrew.
We can
Strobel?
ask no, Sir
Yeah, I think we
Tirkunen.
said resilient,
Versatile, and
historic.
Yeah. How about Sir Tirkunen?
Yeah,
Best words that you can describe the Philippine Red Cross.
I think the Philippine Red Cross has already chosen the best possible words to describe themselves in always first, always ready, and always there.
Thanks.
Yeah. And so I'd like to ask you final words before we say goodbye. Final words, Mr. David Andrew Strobel,
Yes.
having been operations manager of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, before I ask Mr. Tero Tikonen. Go ahead, David.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers and staff of
Yes.
Philippine Red Cross for their service and dedication and commitment. And I look forward to working with you all closely. Salamat po, ipalam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope to
And
see
of
you, sir,
course,
in the tower.
Tero Tikonen.
Tirkunen.
Tirkonan, as Developing Operations Delegate of IFRC, what can you say about your stay in the Philippines?
Yeah, I will of course echo everything that Andrew said. I agree with him 100%, but also I have been with the Red Cross myself for 3 years now, and I feel like the Red Cross movement is like the biggest family in the world. And I was part of that back in Finland, and now I'm so happy to be part of the same family here in the Philippines, and I'm very happy to be working alongside the PRC. And thank you for being so welcoming to me.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
we want to thank you for having been involved in the cash assistance program of the Philippine Red Cross in the past
Past
of course,
years.
as operations manager, and Tero Tikonan as the developing operations delegate of IFRC. Thank you very, very much. We will now ask our cash assistance workers to also be interviewed, and we wish to thank you, Mr.
Andrew David
and Mr.
Strobel.
David Andrew Strobel
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
Mr. Tero Tikonan for finding the time to be with us today. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
And
Okay.
thank you also, Gob Cora, to the fellow IFRC co-workers, Ma'am Pila May Guevara and Sir Sanjib. And regards to them, Sir Andrew
Okay.
and Sir Tarkunen.
Yeah. So now we are moving to interview cash assistance program of the Philippine Red Cross in the past earthquake in Cebu and Davao Oriental.
Yes.
We will ask them to join us. First, we have Dave Cyril L. Aroa.
Aroa.
team leader,
Purpose Cash Grant.
Cash Grant PRC Cebu chapter.
Yes, Sir David, good afternoon. Magandang hapon.
Hello po, sir. Hello po, ma'am. Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Yes,
Okay.
at kasama niya.
And then we have Bryla C. Katarinin, beneficiary of the cash grant from Barangay Calambuan, San Remillo, Cebu City. Go ahead and greet us.
Hello po, magandang hapon po.
Maayong hapon.
Okay.
Magandang hapon po.
Ito yung mga guide questions, no? Ilan ang kabuuan ng naging benepisyo ng cash assistance sa Cebu at Davao Oriental matapos ng malakas na lindol noong nakaraang taon? Go ahead.
Hello po, ma'am. Magandang hapon po. So, yung kabuuang cash assistance po na natanggap ng beneficiaryo no, na cash assistance sa Cebu is 2,000 po na mga beneficiaries.
Ano-ano naman ang kasalukuyang sitwasyon nila sa ngayon?
Sa ngayon po, ma'am, yung mga kasalukuyang sitwasyon po ng ating mga beneficiaries dito po sa Cebu ay unti-unti na po silang bumabangon ng dahil po sa binigay na tulong ni Philippine Red Cross.
Ano naman ang mga kwalifikasyon sa pagpili sa cash assistance program?
Ang kwalifikasyon po sa pagpili ng cash assistance program, unang-una po, ma'am, is yung syempre yun pong mga social vulnerable group po na within sa community po natin. And pangalawa po is yung mga nawala ng trabaho, no, natigil yung kanilang trabaho ng dahil sa lindol. At saka yung mga vendor po natin na yung mga maliliit na tindahan, yung mga grocery store na maliliit, sari-sari store pala, ma'am, na nawasak, no, na nang dahil sa lindol.
Gob Cora, magbigay daan muna tayo sa commercial break at kasama rin po nila sa cash grant ay si Ma'am Elma Katampaw ng Davao Oriental. Nakakasama na po natin yan sa Zoom. Yung mga nasa Zoom po, dyan lang po kayo at magbabalik po tayo sa ilang mga paalala.
Magandang araw, si Dingdong Dantes po ito. Nakatira ka ba malapit sa dagat? Uy, sana all by the beach. Pero alam mo bang at risk kayo sa storm surge o daluyong ng bagyo? Storm surge ang tawag sa malalaking alon na nabubuo dahil sa malakas na hangin. At hindi lang ito basta-basta alon na. Pwede itong lumaki ng katumbas ng 2 palapag na bahay. Intense. Kaya naman, kung may banta ng storm surge sa inyong lugar, mag-evacuate na agad bago pa man dumating ang bagyo. Hindi na kailangan magpanik dahil #panatag ang may alam.
Maging panatag Pilipinas.
Mula sa iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas, narito ang kalipunan ng mga balitang Red Cross. Ako si Judy Ann Rosales para sa PRC News Flash. Patuloy na nagbibigay ng pag-asa at dignidad sa mga nangangailangang Pilipino ang Philippine Red Cross sa pamamagitan ng Mobility for Dignity program nito. Matapos makapamahagi ng kabuuang 147 wheelchairs sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa ngayong Abril. Inilunsad noong taong 2022, ang Mobility for Dignity ay isang programang naglalayong magbigay ng mobility aid sa mga persons with disabilities, senior citizens, at iba pang may kapansanan sa paggalaw. Isinasagawa ang programa sa pakikipagtulungan sa Wheelchair Foundation, Share the Love, at Rotary Club of Manila 101. Sa taong 2026, ipinagdiriwang ng programa ang ika-4 na taon nito ng pagbibigay ng bagong pag-asa at kalayaan sa mga benepisyaryo habang patuloy itong pinalalawak sa buong bansa katuwang ang iba't ibang organisasyon. Isinagawa ang pamamahagi ng mga wheelchair sa iba't ibang lugar ngayong Abril. Noong Abril 8 sa Tonsuya, Malabon City, kung saan 9 na wheelchair ang naipamahagi. Sinundan ito noong Abril 9 sa PRC Logistics and Training Center sa Subic Bay na nakapagbigay ng 44 wheelchairs para sa mga benepisyaryo mula Bataan, Olongapo at Zambales. Noong Abril 11 naman ay sa ATS The Farmyard sa Calauan, Laguna, kung saan 44 rin ang naipamahagi. At noong Abril 13 sa PRC Logistics and Training Center sa Mandaluyong, umabot sa 50 wheelchairs at iilang cellphones bilang suporta sa pag-aaral ang naibigay para sa mga benepisyaryo mula Metro Manila at Rizal. Ayon kay PRC Chairman at CEO Richard Gordon, malaking tulong ang mga wheelchair para mas makakilos ng malaya ang mga benepisyaryo at maipagpatuloy ang kanilang mga pangarap. At tiniyak din niya na hindi sila nag-iisa dahil patuloy silang sinusuportahan ng Philippine Red Cross. Binigyang diin naman ni PRC Secretary General Dr. Gwendolyn Pang na mahalaga ang mobility sa dignidad ng tao. At sa pamamagitan ng programa ay hindi lang kagamitan ang naibibigay, kundi mas maayos na kalidad ng buhay para sa mga benepisyaryo. At yan ang pinakabagong balita mula sa PRC. Abangan ang mga news updates dito sa PRC News Flash. Ako si Judy Ann Rosales.
Safecard is more than just a card. It's your lifeline when life takes an unexpected turn. For only 1,200 pesos a year, become a member of the Philippine Red Cross, the country's foremost humanitarian organization. Instantly give a donation that supports our worthy causes. Get free 1 ambulance service when emergencies strike. Receive free 1 bag of blood, a gift that can save a life. Get accident benefits that safeguard you and your family. Contact us today.
It's a public service announcement.
Discipline is the key. Umiwas sa aksidente sa daan. Ang pagmamaneho ay may kaakibat na responsibilidad, hindi basta mapaandar lang ang sasakyan. Kilatisin ang sarili, ang kahandaan sa manibela, siguruhing inyong konsentrasyon ay hindi magagambala. Importante rin na ating laging isipin, init ng ulo ay huwag pairalin, bagkus kaligtasan ng lahat ang siyang dapat unahin. Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko 738.
This is a public service announcement. Public service announcement from PBS, Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko 738.
Good news! Ang inyong pinagkakatiwalaang Radyo Pilipinas nasa TV na. Oo, nasa TV na. Ang Radyo Pilipinas 738 AM ay live nang mapapanood sa Channel 3 ng ABS-CBN TV Plus at Channels 45 to 49 ng GMA Affordabox. Kaya may access ka na sa balitang totoo anytime, anywhere. Sa radyo, sa social media at TV. Radyo Pilipinas 738 AM.
Okay, nagbabalik po tayo sa ating ikalawang bahagdan nating programa at syempre tatalakayin po natin ang mga benepisyaro ng ating cash assistance dyan sa mga naapektuhan ng lindol noong nakaraang taon sa Cebu at sa Davao Oriental. Okay, pero bago ang lahat, nais ko lang pong i-announce na meron po tayong magaganap na crisis communication workshop bukas. Dyan po sa May Makati, yan po ay hatid sa inyo ng International Committee of the Red Cross at yan po ay magaganap bukas, maghapon po dyan sa isang hotel sa May Makati. Gob Cora?
Yes, iniimbita natin si Mrs. Elma Katampao, Cash Assistance Beneficiaries in Davao Oriental. Ang unang tanong, kumusta kayo matapos ang nagdaang lindol? Ano ang inyong kasalukuyang pinagkakaabalahan ngayon? Yun ang tanong.
Ma'am Elma.
Yes po, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Yung pinagkabalahan namin ng matapos yung lindol, yung sa akin, sa ngayon nakatira pa kami sa village, hindi pa kami nakauwi na.
Oo.
Tirahan namin.
Oh.
yung pahanap buhay namin, hindi pa nabalik masyado. Kasi dati may kami, may restore, tapos ngayon, hindi pa nabalik masyado.
Ano ang nangyari sa inyong tirahan, pamilya, matapos ng malakas na lindol noong nakaraang taon?
Sa pamilya po namin, wala naman pong walang mga biktima na
nangyari,
yung nangyari. Pero yung bahay talaga namin, yun talaga yung totally na nasira.
Matapos ninyong matanggap ang cash assistance mula sa Philippine Red Cross, ano ang inyong ginawa sa natanggap?
Yung natanggap na cash assistance po na
Yes,
sa
opo.
yun yung ginamit ko ngayon. Ang dagdag kapital po.
Kapital saan?
Ano ang inyong natutunan sa natandaan ninyong trahedya?
Ano po natutunan niyo, ma'am?
Yung natutunan ko namin.
Yes,
Ano
opo.
natutunan ninyo sa nagdaang trahedya?
Opo.
Yung
Panay aso yata ang tumatahol sa inyo, puro aso.
kasi andito sa bukid.
Nasa bukid kayo. Okay. Ano po natutunan nyo, Ma'am Elma, nitong nagdaang trahedya dyan sa inyo dyan sa Davao Oriental matapos yung lindol? Ano po ang mga natutunan nyo? May experience?
Yung yung pagka namin, yung experience po namin. Yung
Handa ba kayong maging volunteer sa Philippine Red Cross?
yes po.
At anong inyong
Yung
mensahe sa Philippine Red Cross?
Ano pong mensahe nyo, Ma'am? Ma'am Elma?
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Philippine Red Cross na isa na napakaraming tulong sa amin. Mula no, kasagsagan pa ng lindol. Yun ang nagbibigay sa amin ng araw-araw na pagkain. Naghahatid sa amin ng pagkain. Mga gamit.
Si Mr. Jesse naman ng Davao Oriental, anong masasabi ninyo?
Oo. Ano pala?
Good
Opo.
afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Masasabi ko lang po, marami talagang naitulong yung Red Cross, especially sa Manay at sa lahat ng province ng Davao Oriental dahil tayo yung pinakaunang nagtulong sa kanila, especially sa mga non-food items natin na ibinigay, yung mga kit na binigay ng Red Cross sa kanila po.
And of course, sa Cebu, sa Bago, si Raila Catarinin, beneficiary of the cash grant from Barangay Calambua, San Remillo, Cebu City. Go ahead.
Ma'am Raila.
Po. Magandang hapon po ulit.
Yes.
Anong kasalukuyang sitwasyon ninyo ngayon?
Ano po kasalukuyan?
Sa ngayon po, bumabalik na po kami sa aming bahay kasi unti-unti na po namin na-repair po yung mga nasira po ng lindol.
Kasi, di ba cash assistance program ng Philippine Red Cross sa nagdaang lindol sa Cebu at Davao Oriental?
Yes.
Tumanggap kayo?
Yes po.
At si Dave Cyril L. Aroa, team leader, multi-purpose cash grant, PRC Cebu chapter. Go ahead, Dave.
Hello po, ma'am. So yung kasalukuyang pinagkaabalahan ngayon is syempre po monitor po namin yung mga yung mga beneficiaries na nabigyan o natulungan ni Philippine Red Cross ng cash assistance.
Kumusta naman kayo matapos ng nagdaang lindol? Ano ang inyong kasalukuyang pinagkakaabalahan ngayon?
Sa ngayon po, nagpapatuloy po kami sa aming araw-araw na hanap buhay, lalo na po ako, meron po akong konting babuyan po, yun po yung pinagkaablahan ko ngayon. Tapos ngayon po, unti-unti na po naka-recover sa trauma na naranasan nung nakaraang lindol po.
Matapos ninyong matanggap ang cash assistance mula sa Philippine Red Cross, ano yung ginawa sa inyong natanggap na cash assistance?
Nirepair po sa mga nasirang party po ng bahay namin. Yung iba po ay ginastos po sa aming babuyan po.
Babuyan.
So ano naman ang inyong natutunan sa nagdaang trahedya?
Siguro po magiging alerto po. Tapos dapat maging matatag kahit na nasa sitwasyon ka po na sobrang hirap na po. Siguro manalig din po sa Diyos.
Handa ba kayong maging isang volunteer sa Philippine Red Cross?
Opo, syempre po, kahit anong oras po.
Ano naman ang inyong mensahe sa Philippine Red Cross?
Gusto ko lang po sanang pasalamatan po, lalo na po yung bumubuo ng Philippine Red Cross po, si Chairman Richard Gordon, saka si Secretary General Gwen Pang din po. Tapos yung Philippine Red Cross po, mga volunteers, staff, at yung din po, mga taong bumubuo ng Philippine Red Cross po. Dahil sobrang laki po talaga ng tulong nila sa amin. Hindi lang po sa mga trahedya, kundi sa pang-araw-araw na mga activity po, lalo na po yung sa mga kalsada. Lagi pong nandun si Philippine Red Cross, lalo na kung may mga disgrasya, at saka po yung mga event po, lagi pong present po sa Philippine Red Cross. Kaya maraming salamat po talaga. Philippine Red Cross is everywhere po talaga.
Ilan ang kabuuan naging benepisyo ng cash assistance sa Cebu at Davao Oriental matapos ang malakas na lindol noong nakaraang taon?
Sa Cebu?
Yes po, ma'am. Sa Cebu po may kabuuang 200 po na beneficiaryo. 2,000 po. 2,000.
At ano ngayon ang kasalukuyang sitwasyon nila ngayon?
Yes po, yung katulad ng sinabi ko po kanina, ma'am, na yung kasalukuyang sitwasyon ng mga beneficiaryo po natin ay unti-unti na po silang bumabangon dahil po sa binigay na cash assistance ng Philippine Red Cross.
Kasi ang cash assistance niyo, program ng Philippine Red Cross sa nagdaang lindol sa Cebu at Davao Oriental ay nagpapakilala na nabigyan kayo ng tulong sa pagpili sa cash assistance program.
Yes.
So, meron pa ba kayong nais ibalita sa nangyari sa inyo sa cash assistance program ng Philippine Red Cross sa nagdaang lindol sa Cebu at Davao Oriental? Sa Davao Oriental, ano nangyari sa inyo?
Sa Davao?
Kanina puro aso ang tumatahol.
Sir Jesse?
Sorry po ma'am kasi nasa bukid po kami. With regards to sa cash assistance naman po, may 1,007 individual beneficiary na po ang nabigay for 3 munisipyo ng Davao Oriental po. And then kung sa po, usually ang sila po nasa DSUD pa din po sila. Still recovering po sa nila, tawag nito, pagkakakitaan din nila, din bahay din nila po.
So, magandang balita para kay Dave Cyril Aroa at kay Raila Katarinin, beneficiary ng cash grant from Barangay Calambuan, San Remio, Cebu City, at team leader naman si Dave Cyril Aroa ng cash grant ng PRC Cebu chapter, no? And of course, na-mention na natin si Mrs. Elma Katampao, Cash Assistance Beneficiary ng Davao Oriental. Pakilala na natin, kanina medyo napaiyak siya nung kinuwento niya yung nangyari sa kanila, no? Pero siguro matapos ninyong matanggap ang cash assistance mula sa Philippine Red Cross, ano ang yung ginawa sa inyong natanggap na assistance?
Si Ma'am Elma, anong ginawa niyo po sa cash assistance niyo na matanggap? Magkano yan? Magkano nakuha niyo?
Yung natanggap ko po na cash assistance na
Yes.
8,000, yun yung pinangkapital ko ng baboy.
Baboy. Okay.
Opo.
Magkano ba ang ano ng baboy ngayon sa diyan? Parang nasa ano po 5,000, 6,000 yata ang puhunan niyan, di ba? Plus yung feeds.
Yes po. Yung linggo-linggo ako nagpa-ihaw. Tagalog?
Mhm.
Tagalog.
Okay, go Cora.
Si Mr. David Andrew ba nandiyan pa o wala na?
Ala na po yata.
Nakalis na.
Opo.
Tsaka si Tero.
Opo.
Riconan. Sige. So,
Hingan na po natin sila ng final message sa Gov Cora.
final
Tayo.
words na lang.
Opo.
No? Sige, final words. PRC ng Cebu,
Davao.
Bogo.
Cebu.
Andyan pa si Andrew.
Sir
Andrew.
Sir Andrew.
Thank you very much for staying, and please tell us, as Operations Manager, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, what best words can you describe the Philippine Red Cross? Go ahead, Drew.
Yes, so
Yes.
I heard some of the
Yes.
comments from the recipients from the cash program. So I look forward to working with you guys really closely and understanding more about the operations. And I'll be there with you soon. So I look forward to working with you very much, very closely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Andrew.
Maraming salamat.
Well, we will open again our
Final message tayo. Kaila Sir David ng Cebu.
yes.
Sir,
Ano po yung final message ko po, no, para sa lahat, no, especially sa Philippine Red Cross po. Kami po dito sa Cebu ay nagpapasalamat ng taus-puso po. Yung sa ano talaga namin, no, galing sa kaloob-looban, no, kasi marami talagang natulungan si Philippine Red Cross dito sa Cebu, especially nung bagyong Hayan. Yung bagyong
Hayan at saka Odette. Yes, si Ma'am ano?
Si Elma Katampao, may cash assistance beneficiary sa Davao naman. Go ahead, Mrs. Elma Katampao.
Nagpapasalamat po sa lahat ng sumusuporta o tumutulong sa Philippine Red Cross, sa lahat ng mga nagbibigay ng tulong galing ng international. Thank you so much po. Yun lang po.
Kay Dave Cyril Aroa,
Apo.
team leader.
Tapos na po
Go
siya.
ahead.
Si ano naman, yung kasama niya po, ang beneficiary.
Si Raila C. Katarinin, beneficiary ng cash assistance from Barangay Calambua, San Remillo, Cebu City. Go ahead.
Sa ulitin ko po, gusto ko lang po talaga magpasalamat sa bumubuo ng Philippine Red Cross, kay Chairman Richard Gordon, Secretary General Gwen Pang, at sa buong Philippine Red Cross po, lalong-lalo na po sa mga sponsors, staffs, at mga mababait at mga masisipag po na mga volunteers. Thank you so much po dahil po sa Philippine Red Cross ay hindi din po mabubuo kung wala po din po yung mga volunteers na nag-reach out po sa amin, mga beneficiaryo po. Sobrang salamat po talaga sa lahat ng tulong ng Philippine Red Cross po. Thank you po.
And of course, thank you also to to David Andrew Strobel. Final words. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward to working with you more closely in both Cebu and Davao. Thank you for your commitment to all the volunteers and staff.
Thank you, Sir David.
Thank you.
The one who defeated Goliath, David.
Edison,
yes,
your final words.
Ay, di po, kayo po ma'am. At tayo magpapaalam na. Ano pong yung final na may prayer po ba tayo, ma'am?
Yes, magagawa natin ang lahat ng bagay kundi tayo nag-iisa. Wala na dito yung prayer ko nandun sa isang episode natin. Kaya titingnan natin kung mababasa ko yung prayer. Prayer goes like this. Prayer for the nation. Lord, let me be the change I want to see, to do with strength and wisdom all that needs to be done and become the hope that I can be. Set me free from my fears and hesitations. Grant me the courage and humility. Fill me with spirit to face the challenge and start the change I long to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the spark. In faith, service, and communion, let us start the change we want to see, the change that begins in me. Maraming salamat, Edison,
yes,
sa pagtatapos ng ating programang Kalinga, hatid ng Red Cross.
Yes.
Go ahead, Edison.
Cora, maraming salamat din po sa inyo at kayo po yung nakasama namin ngayong hapong ito sa ating episode na Kalinga, hatid ng Red Cross. Siyempre, nais nating pasalamatan din ang administrator po ng Cebu Chapter na si Atty. Vera De Jesus at ang administrator po ng Davao Oriental na si Ma'am Leamor Templa at na kausap po natin para magbigay daan dito sa mga beneficiaryo ng mga cash assistant dyan sa Cebu at Davao Oriental. Okay, at isang panawagan na lang po, bukas din po magkakaroon din po pala ng fundraising event ang Philippine Red Cross Malabon Chapter dyan po sa may Antipolo. Yan po ay tinatawag na parang golf tournament nila. Yan po ay magaganap dyan sa may Antipolo. Okay? At yan na po ang ating programa na Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas ngayong 26 ng buwan ng Abril, taong 2026. At ito po si Edison Enriquez. Susunod na po pagbabalita natin ni Sir Albert Sebastian. Kasunod po yan ang programa ni Vance Fernandez. 4 na minuto bago mag alas 4 ng hapon.